set up the joke contest. For those of you that don't know what this is, we did this once before. I did a video, and it was called, I will pay you to make me laugh. Okay? It was called, I will pay you to make me laugh. And what we're gonna do is we've got a channel on the Discord, and there's a bunch of people that put jokes in there. A bunch of people put jokes in there. And we're gonna read them off, and the ones that have the most laugh reacts will get 20 Mystic Coins each from me. So I've got 200 Mystic Coins, and 10 people will win 20 of them. Okay, so here we go. So I am going into the joke contest channel. I have purposely not read these so I can enjoy these while they are funky fresh, okay? We're gonna read these for me for the first time. And then tomorrow, so people still have time to react tonight. Tomorrow is when we are going to, we lock the channel and add up and figure out who gets the win. Okay, here we go. Why should you never waypoint straight into the Reba farm? It's a silver waste. Wah wah. What's a disappointment to the family? Bram. Dude, even when he met his dead mother, he's like, Mom, let's talk. She's like, no. What do you call a cut down Silvari who tried to flee? A Caesar salad. Ah, I saw it coming, but okay. It's not a phase, Mom. Why was the Asura turned away from the restaurant? He forgot to book a reservation. Klydoff needs to take a bobble bath to clean up his junk. Alright, that has layers. That joke has layers. Why does this only have 3 laughs? Who's a bigger disappointment than Bram? Me. Alright, you just need therapy. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer today. I don't know what they're laced with, but I have been tripping all day. Pretty sure my dad told me this joke like 10 years ago, but sure. We killed an undead dragon with powers over death. I don't know what's funny than that. To be honest, like seriously, we killed a death dragon. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't work? A stick. An out-of-work actor gets a call from his agent one day. I got you a job. It's a one-liner. That's okay, replies the actor. I've been out of work for so long, I'll take anything. What's the line? Hark, I hear the cannons roar, says the agent. I love it, says the actor. When's the audition? Wednesday, says the agent. Wednesday comes and the actor arrives at the audition. He marches on stage and shouts, Hark, I hear the cannons roar. Brilliant, says the director. You've got the job. The first show is 9 o'clock Saturday night. The actor's so excited he goes on a major bender. He wakes up 8:30 Saturday evening and runs to the theater, continually repeating his line. Hark, I hear the cannons roar. Hark, I hear the cannons roar. He arrives and is stomped by the bouncer. Who the heck are you? I'm Hark, I hear the cannons roar, says the actor. You're Hark, I hear the cannons roar, says the bouncer. You're late. Get up to makeup right now. So the actor runs up to makeup. Who the heck are you? Asks the makeup guy. This is a long one. I'm Hark, I hear the cannons roar, he says. You're late, sit down. She applies makeup. Now quick, get down to the stage. It's almost time to say your line. So he dashes down to the stage. Who the heck are you? Asks the stage manager. I'm Hark, I hear the cannons roar, he replies. Oh, thank God, just in time. Now get out there. The curtains are about to go up. So the actor runs onto the stage, the curtains rise, and he sees that the house is full. Suddenly, there is an almighty bang behind him, and the bewildered actor shouts, what the hell was that? Everyone knows 6 is afraid of 7 because of 7, 8, 9, but why did 7 eat 9? Because you need 3 square meals a day. Okay. A guardian walks into a bar and loses Aegis. If a Silvari ate a salad, would it be considered cannibalism? I don't know. That's gonna keep me up at night. If a Char gets drunk, would they be charredly sober? Wince. What do you get when you combine a rhetorical question and a joke? Fine. Did you hear about the all-female Char warband? They're called Charlie's Angels. Alright. What do you call a cat-like commander under the effect of an endless and beginning tonic? Large and in charge. Why was Ritlock upset after swinging Solothan? and not getting a killing blow. Apparently, he completely missed. It's so Hotham. 3 guys are on a boat with 4 cigarettes, but they don't have any matches or lighters. They won't go back to the shore because they already found a good fishing spot and they don't want to lose it. What do? They throw 1 cigarette overboard and the whole boat becomes a cigarette lighter. You know, I remember hearing this joke and like a teacher told it in school years ago. And I was like one of the only people in the class that got the freaking joke. And then the poor teacher had to explain it like 3 times. Why do ducks have tail feathers? To cover their butt quacks. All right, that's the best one so far. Well, no, that's tied with the Clyde-off bobble bath. This is tied for best for me. Why did the doctor want to see the elephant? To address the elephant in the room. Oh, no. What's a skeleton's favorite kind of club? Well, it doesn't matter as long as it's a hip joint. A software tester walks into a bar, runs into a bar, crawls into a bar, dances into a bar, flies into a bar, jumps into a bar, and orders a beer, 2 beers, 0 beers, 99999 beers, a lizard and a beer glass, -1 beer, QWERTY UL beers, testing complete. A real customer walks into the bar and asks where the bathroom is. The bar goes up in flames. As someone who's worked in QA, this hits especially hard. Who introduced bondage to Tyria? Tie me. Oh, God. I recently read a paper on a new linear sorting algorithm. It's called Stalin sort, and it works by simply eliminating any element that isn't in order. Alternatively, not really a joke, more of a reaction to something I haven't laughed at hard since I visited the children's burn ward. I don't think I'm legally allowed to laugh at that one. Why do dads take an extra pair of socks with them when golfing? In case they get a hole in one. My grandfather had the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from the New York City Zoo. Why do Norn warships have barcodes on their hulls? So when they get to port, they can Scandinavium. How does Poseidon get his laundry so white? He washes them with Tide. Why did Zaitan and Morchermoth's acting careers fail? Morchermoth was wooden and Zaitan corpsed all the time. What? 2 fish are in a tank. One looks to the other and says, "How do you drive this thing?" Oh, like an army tank? What kind of concert only costs 45 cents? A 50-cent concert featuring Nickelback. I've heard it before, but it still makes me smile. Fave that my kid told me a while ago. Why did the lollipop cross the road? Because it was stuck to a chicken. That's really stupid. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. I almost had the worst tongue twister there. I saw my career flash before my eyes. This is a bit dark, so if it's too much, please let me know and I'll delete it. While we're here now. My girlfriend got me some books for my last birthday. Comedy ones, some horror novels, and a book called Roadkill Recipes. At first I thought it was a joke, but it seemed a tale. It's just so happened I had a roadkill on my way from work. I took it, I put it in the trunk, and as soon as I got home, I followed a recipe from the book. So I cooked it, used the right condiments, right pans, right oils. It was delicious. I did not expect it to turn out so well. So spoiler, not sure what to do with the bike though. I might sell it. Oh God. Alright. What do you do when Bram is in trouble? Call in air support. How long does it take to ship I can't even talk. Ship tea from China? Ooh, long time. Well, man, we suddenly got like a whole good batch here. Why didn't Morchermoth get any chairs or sofas for his apartment? Because dragons stand. How do you survive an attack by Kraukatoric? You run faster than Snap. Jesus! Sorry, too soon. Oh man, I'm tearing up. We got a batch. When Mickey Mouse met Minnie for the first time, it was glove at first sight. Why do you need bug spray? Because Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadows Legends. That's a stretch. A married man was having an affair with his secretary. Oh, this is PG. One day during work, they decided to take off to her house. Exhausted from the afternoon activities, they fell asleep and woke up around 8 p.m. As the man got dressed, he asked the woman to take his shoes and rubbed them through grass and dirt. Befuddled, but she did as he asked, and then the man went home. His wife demanded, "Where were you? Where have you been?" The man looks at his wife and says, "Honey, I have to be honest. I'm having an affair with my secretary." She looked at him and looks down at his shoes and said, "You're such a liar. You've been playing golf." My only question is, why didn't he just make his own why didn't he get his shoes dirty himself? Why did he ask her to do it? What do you call most of the Iceberg Saga story that Bram was involved in? Unbearable. Kraugatorg is the most paranoid being in the Guild Wars universe. Why? Because he's branding everything as his own. Everyone is asking, where is Zoja? What happened to Zoja? But did you check veggie section of your material storage? Banned. Why did the blind person fell into the well? Because they didn't see that well. Stupid. Why did the Rizzes say to the Awakened, "You guys killed Zaitan, don't Joko with me"? Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were going camping. They pitched their tent under the stars and went to sleep. Sometime in the middle of the night, Holmes woke Watson up and said, "Watson, look up at the stars and tell me what you see." Watson replied, "I see millions and millions of stars." Holmes said, "What do you deduce from that?" Watson replied, "Well, if there are millions of stars, and if even a few of those have planets, it's quite likely that some planets are like Earth out there. And if there are a few planets like Earth out there, there might be also life." And Holmes said, "Watson, you idiot, it means someone stole our tent." Okay. The United States political system. Winner. Why did my static get stuck in a raid for 2 hours? They were doomed. You know what's brown and sticky? A stick. A stick. That was in the last contest. I went to the dentist last month, but I was turned away for missing my appointment, so I went back yesterday for a new appointment, but I was turned away again for missing my appointment. In frustration, I asked the receptionist what time was my appointment scheduled for. They told me 2:30. Who posted this? Eternal. Of course Eternal posted this. Hey, can I -1? Can I take one away? No? Went to a job interview and they said, "We're looking for someone who is responsible." I said, "Well, that's just perfect. At my last job, anytime something went wrong, they always said I was the only one responsible." That hits close to home. What did the newly purchased wizard hat say to the other cosmetics in the Black Lion shop? "You all stay here. I'll go on ahead." Why wasn't the Asura allowed on a plane? They forgot to book a flight. Didn't we have book an appointment earlier? Sure. Who was arrested for his actions in South Sun Cove? Sorry, I cannot tell you. I only get that sort of because of that Return to Living World Season 1 mission where Canuck tries to murder me. I was very confused. 3 delegates for 3 different... Wait. 3 delegates for 3 different... were at a press conference. 3 different what? They were asked if they had to throw something in their country to show bravery, what would it be? The first smiles and they answers that they would throw an apple in their country. The second shakes his head and answers that they would throw an orange in their country. The third grins and says he will throw a bomb in their country. Later that day, the first delegate was walking through his country when he first saw a little girl crying. He ran over and said, "Little girl, why are you crying?" The little girl turns and says, "An apple fell on my head." The second delegate was walking through his country when he saw a little boy crying. He ran over and said, little boy, why are you crying?" The little boy turned and said, "An orange fell on my head." The third delegate was walking through his country when he saw an old man laughing uncontrollably. He went over to the old man and said, old man, why are you laughing?" The old man calmed down and then answered, "I farted and my house blew up." As a man, we would do this. Why does Air never work out with Sylvari? They're a thorn in her side. The new Elementalist Elite spec named Catalyst is exactly a name you would expect for the Elementalist class. Like a Catalyst, the Elementalist is usually... Like a Catalyst, the Elementalist, usually when used quickly, ends up blowing itself up in the end. Likewise, the Harbinger is a perfect representation of Necromancer players. With the Harbinger, it combines 2 things that are bad ideas when mixed, drinking and guns. Whereas the Necromancer player combines 2 things that are bad idea when mixed, necromancy players and necromancers. Palawa Joko walks into a bar. He orders a beer and has a nice time chatting with the other customers there. Suddenly, Aurene comes crashing through the door and starts eating Joko. Everyone at the bar is shocked and terrified as they watch this dragon devour the man right in front of their eyes. After she's done eating, Irene looks at the people in the bar and says, sorry, that was inevitable. A new arrival. Is that a Thanos reference? What? Best joke. He leaked, this is a link to his League of Legends win-loss stats. I'm not clicking that, but I imagine it's going well. Hey, yeah. You know, I don't get why people say I have an addiction. Wait, is this Jake? Yeah, it's Jack. I mean, honestly, it's not like I'm going to a Muckluck lab and paying for more of it with Clydoff's hard-earned baubles. Not to mention it was made by a couple of professionals. It's honestly the best Guild Wars resource I've ever seen. Muckluck taught me to PvP my head in and ask for the ad. It taught me how to World v World newcomers from a raid and more. I think those V's should be O's. Wow, newcomers from a raid? And it's gluten-free, it can't possibly be mad for me. I can quit whenever I want. Shoot me a sec, I got something to do real quick. Let me just blah, blah, blah. You saw nothing, send help. This is something you say to a therapist, not in a joke contest. Moving on. A bear walks into a bar and says, give me a whiskey and cola. Why the big pause? Asked the bartender. The bear shrugged. I'm not sure I was born with it. This was in the last contest. Why do tribunes relax after a long day of killing ghosts? In the charcuterie. I heard you like algebra. Can you get rid of my ex? Without asking why. I like that one. Yes. Why was Jorah's Keep invaded? Nobody expected the Svanir Inquisition. All right. How do you throw an egg against the wall without breaking it? No peeking. Guess first. I don't. You wrap it in a. You put it inside of a pillow. You leave the chicken around it. Jeez. Okay. What kind of bees produce milk? But. All right. Why will the stormtrooper never craft a legendary? He can't get enough missed it coins. You can't pause an online game, Mom. I can imagine him screaming that. Why do bulldogs have flat faces? They chase parked cars. They just smash into them. A wealthy old man was dying, and he summoned his 5 sons to inherit his wealth. To my first son, I leave these expensive weapons from ancient times. To you, my second son, I leave my garden with special plants from all over the world. To you, my third son, I leave my collection of thousands of rare jewels. To my fourth son, I give you my Michelin star crab restaurant. And to my fifth son, to you I give butter. Yes, just a whole lot of butter. Don't ask someone who keeps mailing it and zucchinis to me, you can have those too. Is this supposed to be me? Is this my end times? My end of days? Why do spacecrafts use Linux? Because you can't open Windows in space. What is a Sylvari that stands by your side? A side salad. What's the most popular drink at a Svanir party? Ice brewed tea. 1, that was the winner of the last joke contest. 2, Guild Wars already stole that and put it into the labyrinth. Joko says that joke to the, the Mad King. So they've already copied that from us. Are your eyes IKEA? Because I'm lost in them. As someone who's been to IKEA, I believe this. A young monk arrives at the monastery. He is assigned to helping the other monks in copying the old laws of the church by hand. He notices, however, that all the monks are copying from copies and not from the original manuscript, so the new monk goes to the head monk to question this, pointing out that if someone made even a small error in the first copy, it would never be picked up. In fact, that error would be continued in all of the subsequent copies. The head monk says, you make a good point, my son. He goes down to the dark caves underneath the monastery where the original manuscripts are held in a locked vault. He goes by and nobody sees the head monk. The young monk gets worried and goes down to look for him. He sees him banging his head against the wall and wailing, "We missed the R, we missed the R, we missed the R." "Father," cries the young monk, "what's wrong?" The head monk with tears in his eyes replies, "The word is celebrate." Hang on. Oh, yeah. I'm clicking that one. How I learned to mind my own business. I was walking past the mental health hospital when I heard the patients shouting 13, 13, 13. The fence was too high to see over it, but I saw a little gap in the planks. So I looked through to see what was going on. Some idiot poked me in the eye with a stick, and then they all started shouting 14, 14, 14. What do you call a blonde skeleton in a closet? The 2016 World Hide and Seek Champion. A gamer dies and goes to hell. After 1 week, the devil goes to God. God, what crazy person have you sent me here? He destroyed all the cauldrons, killed all the demons, running like crazy everywhere and yelling, where's the exit to level 2? Doom music. I just burned 2,000 calories. That is the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I nap. Timmy and Bram are sitting next to each other on an airship, but Timmy is growing bored and impatient, so she proposes a game to Bram. Hey Bram, let's play a guessing game. Let's take turns asking questions for fun. I'll give you 100 gold, and if I can't answer yours, and you'll give me 5 gold if you can't answer mine. Bram sighs and agrees to Timmy's proposition. Timmy excitedly starts. What's the shortest distance between Alona and Cantha? Bram thinks for a moment and hands Timmy 5 gold. Now it's Bram's turn. What goes up in the Shiver Peaks on 3 legs, then comes down on 4? He asks. Timmy is baffled. She searches all of her databases and keeps looking at the entire ride. They're about to get off the ship as Timmy gives her 100 gold to Bram. Man, that really was a doozy, Bram. What was the answer to it? I'm dying to know. Bram starts walking off the airship, pauses and thinks for a moment, then tosses Timmy another 5 gold. Which is heavier, a liter of water or a liter of butane? The water. No matter how much you have, butane will always be a lighter fluid. I'm surrounded by idiots just like a magnet. Same things attract each other. Aha. Jade golems are why Asura should value people with art degrees. What? I don't get that one. Not my joke. Will Bender. Thanks, ArenaNet. I don't learn from my mistake. I don't learn from mistakes. I learn from my mistake. I learn from other people's mistake. I learn from the mistakes of people who took my advice. I don't learn from mistakes. Mistakes learn from me. Here's a joke. The catalyst. The big 4. What? Why do chicken coops have 2 doors? Because if they had 4, then they would be called chicken sedans. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Spectre with a Scepter. I'm pretty sure they said this during the broadcast today. I want to hear a joke. A thief trying to support. Not soon. Boon Thief is back and better than ever. Why was the Asura who invested Valkyro arrested? That's supposed to be invents? Because he kept ripping things off. What? What do you call a PC made of Legos? Bricked. What happens to a miner after he dies? He's sent back underground. Oh, that took me a second. I appreciate dark jokes. Why was an Asura turned away at a restaurant? There's no punchline. Did they forget to put the punchline? Shortest IT joke. It works. All right, that's the last one. That's it. Until next time.